Yes, silver is silver everywhere. It's going to be pretty soon. It's going to be a fashion statement beyond it because it's been becoming a cult as the average person starts picking up on it. Today, bad day, right? Going down, and I always got that suspicion something's going to bring it down below 26. But then again, I don't know because like tomorrow, Ben Bernanke's going to talk. They're going to have the FOMC meeting at the Fed, and a lot of times I always have this suspicion about trading, and they can move markets, I think, in short-term basis. In other words, you care about the movement, not so much what the absolute price is, but the direction. So maybe it's being brought down a little bit artificially, conspiracy theory, but who knows. Now, I want to talk a little bit real fast about Marc Faber because that's the guy anybody should pay attention to, right? Now, he says gold is oversold. Now, I know I'm talking about silver, but it was a little question posed to him later because how come you don't own silver? He says, what do you think about silver? He goes, I think silver the next time around is going to outperform gold. That's a pretty obvious statement, right? But, I like it coming from him because he's been dead on accurate. And he says he doesn't own silver because he buys physical metals. And he's got, obviously what's implied here is that they have storage problems with storing lots of physical silver. You can imagine, I don't know what kind of money he's got, but I figured he's a billionaire, multi-billionaire. If you have 25% of your wealth in gold, that's a hell of a lot of gold, right? Even considering what kind of money he has. Now, you figure what it would be in silver. That's why he doesn't bother with it. He's not against it. That's an important consideration. Because, it's going to do this stuff, silver's going to outperform gold, and all of a sudden it's going to flip around the other way. So, or there's going to be a major pullback. But when a major pullback comes, what happens is the silver gets hit the hardest, reality behind it. But right now, silver's a deal. Even though it might drop further, I really don't know. That's why I'm not playing with no leverage on this garbage at all, period, because I don't know. It's been sitting flat, and it's anybody's guess what it does on a daily basis. Now, also, Jim Rogers, of course, he's still in the gold now. They say that if it goes lower, they're buying more. What the average SMO is going to do in the United States, if they see gold go lower, they're going to avoid it. This is why they're losers. They're going to be losers big time. Now, you could take some even the best people around, Gordon Brown, way back when Soros broke the Bank of England. I always have a suspicion about that deal. I think Soros was actually all in cahoots with the bank, people inside the Bank of England, and he got himself a deal. And they weren't that stupid in the Bank of England. Somehow, I think that was a coordinated effort going on. That's my suspicion. I don't think anybody's that stupid. But, if you want to point to, like, very smart people doing stupid things, one thing would have been Gordon Brown a long time ago. But, hey, he ran the whole Bank of England. You couldn't think of a more qualified person to talk to, make a sale of gold at the right time. So he sells it like, $260 an ounce or something, right? So beware the experts. And I say the one expert I always listen to the most is Marc Faber. The guy's been dead on right a lot of times. And he said he'd buy silver, except, he's got this problem I wish I had. If you had so much money, I don't know if I'd want this problem, but if you had so much money that the physical storage of silver would be a major problem for him versus gold. So, that's what he does. So you get like 1 ounce of gold, and that's 60 ounces of silver. That's 60 times the storage. So that's a problem, right? Now, I want to talk about some bad news. Oh, Hillary Clinton, right? Now, I think this psycho lady is going to be starting World War III, which is going to be good for the commodities, but she's bad news. She's probably going to run for president in 2016. I think that's going to be about right. She's very vicious, cold lady. Ask, the former president of Libya, Gaddafi, right? If you can ask him, and how she smiled over and gloated over his death. Now, I'm bringing up some little unrelated point here, but I think her starting World War III is going to be good for commodities, but bad for everybody else, I want to bring up a little other point here. This is not very well known. I knew this for like, I don't know, years and years and years. It's been out for a long time. It's the Senator Hillary blogspot. So I just, this is not very well known, not advertised. And if the major media wanted to tear up Hillary Clinton, they can nail her to the freaking wall anytime they want. They own her. They own her. This is the way it goes in the United States. This is about Kathy O'Brien. I ain't going to get into it. You can read this. I'm going to post a link on it. Kathy O'Brien. It describes her sexual assault perpetrated by Hillary Clinton in the book Transformation of America. I think Kathy O'Brien's 100% honest on this stuff, and she was rescued by some people. And if she's lying, there's a lot of other people lying. And they're not really making money on this book. But, let me say this. I say it's true. I want to bring this out because this crazy lady is probably going to be going for a bid for president in 2016. A lot of people say, nah, right? And I remember way back when Clinton was in office, Bill, there were, I knew this lady had major ambitions. She's bad news. One of those types of people, daddy's little girl, career-minded, very smart, gets away with everything that a guy couldn't get away with because she's a woman and they protect her. There's a lot of male instinct out there that resist protection mode all the time. They will not treat a woman as harshly as a male. And in a woman's body, a lot of times a woman who's smaller stature talks with a higher voice, they could be a bigger tyrant than anybody going, and they can get away with it a lot more. I just read the cards exactly as they are, and I don't cut anybody husses. So I just read one way or the other. It depends on who the person is. I notice a lot of males are stupid, and that's usually how these people get ahead. But there is a lot of dirt on this lady and Bill Clinton. And, if you ever want to look into a little more conspiracy theories about John F. Kennedy Jr.'s plane, who was going for the bid for Senator in New York, you could. So if you want some juicy conspiracies, I'll give you a couple, but I don't think they're conspiracies. I think they're dead-on facts. Hard to prove, but if you want to go ahead and look at the Senator Hillary Clinton blogspot, that's some bad reference because, and that also tells me she toes the line for the elite, or they could pull the rug out from under her easily, anytime. Bad news. That's the psycho lady that's going to start World War III or be one of the pawns in it. So going back to Silver, and obviously she kind of more on her career than her looks because women can age and they can still look good. But Hillary Clinton just concentrated on her career, so enjoy. But I just want to go back to a little bit on what Marc Faber was saying. He says gold is severely underbought, and there's a lot of smart people buying gold right now. All the middle class aren't. They're scared of it because it went up and it crashed. The people who bought it around 1900, they're feeling it right now. But even so, they're going to be way up. They got to have enough money and patience to ride out the storm. Now, Marc Faber does like silver better than gold as an investment. He thinks that the next time it's going up, it's going to outperform gold. His problem with silver is that he buys physical metals, and you figure he's a multi-billionaire. He's buying a hell of a lot of physical metals, and that's a hell of a lot of silver. I don't know what the hell he's got, but you figure if he's going to put at least a quarter billion dollars into silver, he'd be taking too much of the supply off the market, and that'd probably be dangerous for him. But he's smart enough to actually tell us what he thinks about it. So you guys are in the right spot. It's going down today a little bit. Typically when the market moves is after Ben has his meeting. So maybe this is just a temporary downturn. I don't know. But I swear I think things are heating up a lot faster than people think. So we shall see. We shall see. I think you're going to see stuff even next month in August where silver's going to start flying up pretty fast. So we shall see. But I just want to interject a little bit about Hillary Clinton in this because I don't think people realize just how crazy and how much dirt there is out on people. I could go into a lot of stuff that even I know a little bit more about than other people don't, and I don't want to. But just read that blog spot. and just think, this person could be the next president. A lot of people think it can't get worse. It can get worse. So, you know, that lady needs to have a little more, advertisement on her.